Developing good instincts about using library catalogs and journal article indexes will save you a lot of time. Catalogs are something we've all used to find library books, by looking up the book titles or authors. A library catalog is an inventory of what a library owns, and it also tells you where to find a book, using its call number, and whether or not the book is checked out or still on the shelf. And the catalog is not just for books. For example, it can tell you if the library owns music or movies, and which journals and magazines the library subscribes to. The catalog is a big database that tracks each item the library owns. The information about each item is that item's catalog record. For example, a catalog record for a book lists not only the book's title, author, and call number, but also lists subject headings that describe what the book is about. Subject headings let you search in the catalog for information on a topic. When you're looking at the record for a book, you can click on its subject headings to find everything in the catalog listed under that heading. You might also use subject headings to improve your keyword searches. Have you ever done this? Put a keyword into a search box, retrieve some book titles, looked at the subject headings for the best book in your hit list, and then used those words from the subject heading in your next keyword search. That's a great search tactic. A common question to ask about any database you're searching is, what is its scope? What is and is not included in the database? What is the scope of the library catalog? Because the catalog has traditionally been used as an inventory, it will tell us if the library subscribes to a journal or magazine. Journal indexes contain large lists of journal titles, the articles in each issue of a journal, and the full text or a summary of each article. To keep track of all of this information, journal indexes are usually in the form of computer databases. Journal indexes are often specific to a particular discipline. For example, the scope of an index may be to include all journals in the field of psychology or all journals in the field of history. Companies that compile journal indexes review the contents of many journals in a particular field and put information about each article in every issue of these journals into the database. Remember the difference between the library catalog and the journal article indexes. The library catalog knows what journal titles the library subscribes to, but there isn't information in the library catalog at the article level. The journal index is for discovering what articles exist on your topic from many different journals. The information about each article that is compiled in a journal article index includes items such as titles, authors, subject headings, and often short summaries or abstracts of the articles. When you are searching in a journal index or article database using keywords, the computer is looking for your keywords in these subject headings, abstracts, article titles, and so on. There are many kinds of indexes and databases. Some index journal articles in a single field. Some are interdisciplinary, and some indexes are for finding other types of information, like newspapers, statistics, maps, and so on. Library staff can help you figure out which indexes are best suited to your research needs. So far, as we've seen, catalogs and indexes tell you about the articles or books. They give you a citation. That is to say, an article title, author, date, and so on. But of course, you want to get the actual article or book and then read it. So what do? To find a book, you can get the call number from the catalog record and use it to go to the shelf in the library where the book is. Or sometimes you can use a link in the catalog record to get to an online version. Now, what about finding a journal article? When you find a citation to an article you want, how do you get it? Remember that journal indexes are not inventories for any particular library. Because their purpose is to index articles in all of the key journals in a field, they are likely to index many journals that your library doesn't subscribe to. Here's another way to say that. The journal index is bigger than the collection of any one library because its purpose is to show researchers all the important articles that exist on a topic, not just the articles that can be found in a single library. So, getting journal articles is a two-step process. The first step is using an index to find out what journal articles exist on your topic. And the second step is finding out how to get the articles. Before you proceed to step 2, getting your articles, you want to be sure that you have gathered all the information you will need from the index. In other words, you need a complete citation for the articles you want to locate. That generally means having the journal title, article author, and the date of publication. Remember that journals are periodicals. They are published regularly, perhaps every month or quarter, over a period of many decades. Your article citation needs to indicate which issue of a journal has your article. Depending on the way the periodical is published, a full date includes not only the year, but also the month or quarter or issue number. There are several ways to proceed with step 2, getting your article. First, you can look in the library catalog to see if the library subscribes to the journal and if they own the right issue of the journal. Or you can check the library website for an alphabetical list of journal titles that the library subscribes to electronically. With electronic journals delivered to your library over the web, you can use the citation to navigate to the article you want and read it online or download it. A third way is to use a bridge between the index, which gave you the citation, and any databases that hold the full text of articles. Libraries frequently offer a Get It or Find It button that uses computer programming that takes you from the journal index provided by one company to the full text journal article available by a library subscription with a different company. And finally, if the library doesn't carry the journal you need, you can request it through interlibrary loan. Interlibrary loan is a service among libraries. When you need something your library doesn't have, library staff will borrow it for you from another library. You can use interlibrary loan for anything that libraries normally lend: books, articles, music, movies, and so on. Improved technology continues to make new search tools possible, so you will find many variations among indexes and catalogs. Not all of them follow the exact picture we've painted here. For example, there are now many regional or even international library catalogs, such as WorldCat, in which institutions have pulled their catalog data. Searching these enormous catalogs can help you discover books and media on your topic well beyond what your individual library owns. Let's quickly review. Starting with your research question, you'll use the catalog to find out what your library owns on your topic. Then you'll use tools such as indexes to find journal articles on your topic, and use the citations from the indexes to go on to locate the actual articles. If your library doesn't own the materials you need, you can take advantage of interlibrary loan to borrow almost anything you need for your research. Learning to use research tools will definitely take some practice, but it's worth the time you put into it. Learning these tools is a real time saver. Once you get the hang of using catalogs and indexes, every research paper, every course, and every project you do will be a whole lot easier.